So you find out say first of all the dishonesty in our leaders is insulting. In fact, it's very much insulting to we intelligence as a people. We find ourselves in a situation where we get number of textbook people we get now rather than practical people in governance. You talk of the former bank governor, Professor Kalom. He was there when they were in opposition. They professed so many sound economic policies. They professed so many sound theoretical policies where go handle the economy. And he had the opportunity. He did it. He served it for almost 5 years. Don't see anything when are changes, when are good changes to the economy. If I want to, we don't the experience. What we don't the so far. Now, a case of having square pegs in a round holes. Almost everybody will get a responsibility. You know, say that they deliver. Now they talk of feed salon. Feed salon don't come and just when they introduce feed salon, we get the highest number of food insecurity. You get 99% of Sierra Leoneans with food insecure. So it tells you what the government is saying is different from the actual situation.
What is happening?
And I think what thing go lead to some changes. I think the president need to minimize his travels because each of them travel their way they travel. It costs Sierra Leone a whole lot of money. We at one time we did away one media outlet reports the president took over 500 million or so for Go Lebanon. So you imagine if you check all those trips where anyone will go, na chartered plane, and it costs a whole lot. If nobody even there are certain trips, but they're not necessary for let the president go. You have trips where sometimes now the minister no more will go. But anywhere where the president travel, it costs more than how it costs where minister they travel or where heads of parastatal they travel. So I think the president needs for actually cut down on this how we can call them wasteful travels. They have had no impact, no positive great impact on the people. What they see now for just take the dollars them out. That is that always you find out say the dollar always they go up as against the leons. So I think also the area of expanding on the wage bill. This wage bill, I think now one of the major reasons why we economy they in mess. We economy they in mess because if you imagine wage bill will be there around 150 billion. Now it's past double that amount. So you find out most of the revenue where the government they generate, it also go back to maintaining the government, not paying salaries. So I think for cuts down on some goals where for me duplicate goals then some offices were not necessary where you go and create. Every day you create new one, every day you create new one, and as we talk, we must get back other new ones. So I think these are some of the measures where I believe the government for take for where we able for
address there.
Try for put the economy in the right footing. And for the debt rate we don't get right now, bro. We never get in the history of this country. The debt we salon or accrue. We never get in the history.
Abdulrahman just make an response for sure say we even reserve.
Fine.
Don't go below.
But that is what I'm saying because this reserve, when the president travels, he goes with dollars. Not only also the worker with. When he travels, he goes with dollars. So imagine you take every day. It don't. Even if you get money full up this whole room, as long as you take, they count. You take no more every day. It don't. So this is what is happening in our country. The small money where a government generates, it go back to the buy and travel one.
Abdulrahman, you believe say the travel responsible for this economic challenge where they get? Because somebody will tell me yesterday, they tell me say one person they travel, where they go, in a dollar they go with, until they go, you're done, they send back for it and send more. You feel say that they're responsible for the economic challenge?
Well, let me become very clear. Perhaps they come from a point where many people can say, why you say the president, you don't get problem with the president being traveling out of the country. Yes, statutory traveling, which is correct. But again, on the consideration, how many people they go out, they go with. They focus much more on the president in travel. You get a lot of diasporans waiting within the governance structure. The people that don't live out of the country, they get a family out. Some they get for service, most of them builds them with their family them out. What do? They send money, raw dollar, you understand? Now it make it punch the dollar pulse. Because a dollar that they send for service, most of it bills out of the country. So all of these factors put together, we already concentrate on the president in travel. He might be traveling from a statutory point, but how many people are he go with? Everybody gets in per diem. That in itself, that is swelling situation where they diminish on the reality that this economy is actually not doing well. You understand? Look at what happened at NRA. NRA, I'll tell you something, Alex, NRA almost every time they can meet the threshold. But here is a situation where it has been frequently reported that the NRA, the only money where NRA get right for actually tick that the 3% we did now, the Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. Report of creating a fictitious account over the years. What will government not do for actually stop all of the financial anomalies and then they reach a threshold. But when it comes to waiting to happen, the fictitious accounts in different banks, the money then they go to a personal process. Where instead of going to the consolidated revenue fund, nobody, not that NRA will get right for withdraw any money, not any bank, apart from waiting they get the 3%. Where only that for service, the debt and all the other things and running cost, administrative cost, that Salon Commercial, Salon Commercial Bank. But this thing has been reported and government is not doing anything. It's like it don't become the new normal. So what are we saying here? How we ensure say we economy they do well? You see many business people that they have been compromised. You carry your container at Deepwater Key, you go out, you bring goods them before ever anything, a small pittance they will give, and that money is not reflected in the consolidated revenue fund. We for actually address some of the challenges. So the question is, how are we doing well? The agricultural approach, the feed saloon, are we looking at exportation of these goods in the early 70s? You understand? You were not born yet. People anyway come and tell you, say, we be the export rice out of saloon. It generate a lot of foreign exchange.
And that's what
all of these things are not happening now. So
began.
the question is, what do we need to do for let this economy do well? Do we need some superior policies or painful decisions?
But the policies are there.
The policies are there, but those that are doing this, then they go with impunity. So for me, this it's like we're flogging her dead horse already. We keep saying this, and we as a journalist, we always get in mind that we are not in position of authority. We're in a position of influence. We will not stop discussing these things. We will not stop talking about them. We will not stop pointing out on those financial anomalies. It only left for the government to get responsibility for actually address all of these things.
So all this because when they people they analyze in government, they have human rights, democracy. So this failure in economic management. Now one way we refer to as BO in bad governance system or part of a bad governance practice.
Well, I think I don't want to let you bring the issue of democratic credentials.
Now don't make it practice. What people don't say.
Because that is a whole topic on its own. Let us only limit ourselves to the economy. I think the economy has been as a result of ineptitude of the government. For me, by and large, the government generally has been a failure. It has failed the people of this country because all what in them promise, all what in this government promise from 2018 to now, we've not seen the impact. We don't see the reality. Now you talk of you talk of electricity as it is till now. Sierra Leone we still the struggle. Even the season
on EDSA.
Yeah. Even in the season where we usually can get normal light, where sometimes we know they get blackout. In fact, now the blackout don't persist. So they tell you, say, in almost every aspect, this government has failed us. Any aspect you bring, they have failed us. So for me, bad governance is at the center of Paupa. It is Paupa is synonymous to bad governance. So and all we bring in the democratic credentials. Me and you know, say in fact, even this 2023 election is in win one is questionable. For me, I can call and say he's criminally elected. The government is criminally elected. Based on waiting, everybody or most of the observers they don't see. So it is safe for them to say the government is criminally elected. But let me say no go into the democratic credentials. Let us focus on this. Don't focus on the economy. Now you talk. Now they brought Fit Salon. You had the opportunity in 2018. You brought
free quality education.
No, not to the free quality education at all. And they talk of this Tomabon. Millions of dollars we have put into that project.
Yeah.
But people that just misuse the money, nothing will come out of it. Like what they say, I think let us be having consequences for actions that certain people take. Let not be say, if Mr. Y do this, and they go jail. Where Mr. X do this, in fact, I promote and they promote him. I think now we left that idea there. When you go, almost every sector, not to small money than they pump. We don't know partners, not to small money than they bring camp. In almost every sector, they put money there. Well, where this money is going? We don't know. But 1-2 man go just sit up at the money, they eat them. If in fact the matter come on, and ACC now they turn defender. And they go defend the one we commit crime. So for me, I think it's like now sad situation for the people. Now the people are always the losses.
All right.
The people are always then at the receiving end.
Quick one, Alex. The challenge we get for be in the next coming election, we get for be an election based on reality, and the economy get for be one of the trending issues. If you don't have it right, you actually need for scared as to whether you get a potential for actually convince the people and for the second time and see what they can do for you for bring you come back in governance. So the economy now one topical issue where you get for determine the life of any political party. If you get an alternative, like the opposition, you get an alternative on how best you can address the economy, well and fine. But for the indicators are very clear that the economy is messy, the economy is very much challenging, and as I say, both the fiscal policy and the monetary policy, these are mismatch. They are not doing extremely well. The NRA, the National Revenue Authority, of course, is not doing well in terms of meeting their targets. All of this thing put together accounts largely for what they say so. We hope how the mining sector for drive this economy, how the agricultural sector for drive this economy. Where else the what I can say, the private sector investment opportunity clearly absent. Most of what we own in this country is being owned by foreigners. Especially when there is a troubling situation, you have what we call a capital flight. So the country now will thrive if it is not determined. The economy of that country is not determined by local natives. How many people then? If you don't talk of Fula, if you talk of Chinese that have made quite a lot of influx now in the country, see what is going on. The reality they get from mining companies. It's not commensurable to the kind of percentage they get. in terms of building infrastructure, least to talk of creating a kind of a wealth fund from the mineral reservoir they get. That is a far-fetched. So far, so good. The conviction here is the government actually needs to do more. But the question is, do they have time? Are they able to convince the already made up people that we don't make up their mind and say these people are not doing extremely well?
So it's a challenge for
all right, we will come to the how, but I also want to look at the area of accountability, transparency and accountability. We see the issue of the Auditor General and all that, You feel say that is responsible for this bad performance of the economy?
Well, to a larger extent, it gets a correlation. Because how somebody will pretend this economy, you go do away with them on the pretext of colliding with the opposition or doing wrong.
Said because you expose you just say things as they are.
And that's the core objective of what the Auditor General was doing then. Then to a larger extent, you get someone who feels you don't compromise. Even when you see some financial malfeasance, they are hardly ever to be reported. So the question of transparency is not there. That aspect, if they know, this government know, they're not going to go closer to Taylor Pierce for Onduam. Leave her to do her job, leave her to execute her duties. That in itself will help you. Over time, the report when they come out, now purely on procurement procedures. And yet still, all MDAs seem to be having a field day in all of those things. So tell me true. If you go pull policeman na a state, when there is unrest, whether it feels to quell a particular unrest day. So for me, now the linkage that you pull somebody else just because it mark you, it points out those financial anomalies. You go bring somebody away in the views of many people here who compromise. Even when the bad thing has been done, it hardly ever come out very clearly for actually point, this is what the government is doing. And I did see, funny enough, I saw one newspaper this week report saying they go for audit the office of the president. Jokingly in one forum, I just text and say, pretty much unthinkable.
Pretty much unthinkable. Mr. Ibrahim, you feel say the absence or the suspension of the Auditor General, the drama all around, they don't affect accountability to the point that we get these results in our economy?
Like I said just now, I think what you go say about this government is like everything about them is failure. You know, they have not done us any good in any aspect. Now we'll talk of accountability. We'll begin, before we come to the Auditor General, you have an anti-corruption commission. Mm-hmm. We're responsible for prosecute those that are found to be corrupt. Mm-hmm. Now we don't see so many instances where, rather than the anti-corruption commission for prosecute corrupt individuals, they usually protect them. You get the issue of that 50,000 bags of rice where the Chinese government give. What do we end up with? Nothing, because it has to do with those in power. So many instances you get the issue of the clerk where in their own press release clearly stated the man was corrupt. No action. In fact, he's there now. They don't reinstate her back in position. So when you see those actions, you can imagine to somebody where they hold them accountable. They can't go. In fact, except people on accountability, now strange bedfellows, they cannot go one way. They hate, now like they detest accountability. This is, you see, when they can tell you, say the whole thing about power is deception. Everything about them are ineptitude. When they be in opposition, this is the like Taylor Pierce was one of those they held in high esteem. Even the president now was using the report of Taylor Pierce to go to hit at.
But the same report they use for.
Yes, even at the COI, and then reports today, the audit reports, and then from majority of the evidence where they use. Now he came to them because the Auditor General found out that the presidency had presented fake receipts for. Now make I tell you about this travel. The money they lost in these travels is not small. Every day, even if you have the money flow all side, as long as you know they go return, now take it, they don't. So this is what we are having. This is the situation we are having. So for me, accountability and SLPP, now two strange bedfellows, they can't go together. They've shown it clearly. When you come to ACC, you see I'm clear how they do it. The law only works for a certain set of people, while the law protects another set. So this is what we are saying.
Right.
For SLPP, forget about accountability. In almost every aspect, they don't feel we. And that is why we are finding ourselves in this situation. For me, I will tell you, sir, this economy we'll get now is worse than the austerity way the previous government left with.
All right, Abraham.
Alex, something that we not come into the public attention yet. But as a journalist, I'm pretty much aware because I've been following this. As we speak now, my colleague Ibrahim, they talk of swelling the wage bill. Now the government, through the Petroleum Directorate, one established what we call a National Oil Company. National Oil Company, by all indication, when you look at the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 2011, a right for creation. But within real current circumstances, if you look at creation of a national oil company now, in a situation where it be say we are not producing oil and we are nowhere nearing declaration commercial viability in any of the basin of the country. So creating a national oil company, not just another cost center. The question is, when you create that one day, is it going to generate any revenue? The answer is no. So where can you pay those workers that will be at the national oil companies with the standard on the tax revenue? Nowhere. So the NOC, the establishment, that's when they keep secret. But it's on the pipeline. Now one institution over the years, since SLPP came, you understand, you get a very fine gentleman, very intelligent man, who succeeded Timothy when Timothy was the PD director. You understand? Will they be carrying, when they form that NOCD, the National Oil Company, will they be carrying any exploration or developing any marginal field? Marginal field, these are referred to discoveries which have not been exploited for a very long time because of many reasons. The reason can be we get a very small size of reservoir pool. 2, we lack the infrastructure even within the vicinity for profitable consumers. So all of these things put together, we don't get that kind of viability. So why you go create a national oil field? You get international oil field, which you understand, but a national oil field, we say they pull out calendar, how you pay them? No, we don't need any commercial viability within the own commercial basin.
And for create job for the boys.
For create job, you extend the wage bill. Because they make no profit at the end of the day. And this is something that is ongoing when I come to public attention, but I'm pretty much aware that within my own finding, this is what the government intend to do. And very soon, if you don't know, they will come announce and just say, we are creating a national oil company.
This is Leon. The program you listen to on Liberty Newspaper Review, they come to you every Friday, 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. A lot still there around the economy, around morning business. We see, even though the country they struggle, we see Salon Commercial Bank, they celebrate 15 years, and they don't talk, Rokel Commercial Bank, they celebrate 25 years, and then they talk about them for some success stories, continue for them make profit through a particular leadership of Dr. Gilpin. One person way I don't follow closely with the program them with Sierra Leone Commercial Bank. The Rokel Commercial Bank. Talk us through what's so special about Rokel Bank 25-year celebration.
But there is something very much unique in this whole celebration. Let me understand first. There was a bank where they call Barclays Bank, which was owned principally by the British. When in 1990 the war became, them feel say You look at the entire country, they don't even get any branch. The only branch where they look at that is Salon Commercial Bank headquarters. So 1990, there was a transition from Barclays Bank to Rokel Commercial Bank. That at the period where Rokel will take over, where the government will get the share. It reached a point that a bank where nobody will identify himself with, even in close to 2023, when they get a bailout, a recapitalization, when in 2014, they appoint Dr. Ekudai Walton Gilpin for can take over the mantle of leadership. You can't imagine the first way Dr. Kam at that bank day, the turnover was something like 500,000. You can't imagine. People have been ordering at that bank, they don't work with from Barclays Bank. All they care about now for just take like when I say today Friday, so you see them. They are still, some of them are still there. When they say Ghana must go out, they don't care about any profitability. The shareholders they call them Granny Bank. But you see the trend from where Dr. Kam, the kind dynamic we don't take over that particular bank. It don't become a bank of choice, an enviable bank in terms of infrastructure, in terms of its outlook, in terms of profitability. Now, as we speak, even within the capital alone, capital city alone, Freetown, RC Bank get over 25 branches. Wow. Least to talk of across the country. So, if they celebrate 25 years since the bank transition from Barclays Bank to Rokel Commercial Bank, then they celebrate achievement, then they celebrate an upliftment of the bank from nowhere to somewhere. Then they celebrate a bank who saw a situation the day where junior staff not even get the mind for talk to an MD at the bank. Then they celebrate a bank where they don't create an impact by capacitating the staff in service training, capacity building. People don't go out and don't go learn much more about banking and financing. Always say they care about not just debit and people like that are just debit and credit. Finish where you go put and give you the time they give you. But now we're talking of digitalization. That the only indigenous bank now where don't go fully digital. You understand? And as we speak, they don't put in a switch interpay. They get a lot of POS, point of sales. They get a lot of branches. It don't mean supposed to get physical structures, bricks and blocks. You understand? Bricks and mortars. No, they get different posts them. When they not say there was a challenge coming from the urban area, especially the western area. You understand? Mm-hmm. They don't go create a lot. You go regions now, you see RC Bank. People and they left their regions and they left York. Always say this for do now for Camna the headquarters. All those challenges are reported. Now look at the e-banking. They get one of the best, one of the most fastest way. Many government institutions, including NGOs, they use now for pay what they call the eCopo. You understand? Where they call initially was SIM-Copo, but then an eCopo because of the rapid transformation. Every day they upgrade the system. Every day, NACSA they use them for pay repatriation. Many NGOs and they use them now for pay. They get Visa cards when they say out of this country. Either do your business transaction with ease, not going to the bank.
So with all the success story where they explain, why is it, or why don't they follow, why the MD continue for they get a lot of challenges, particularly within the same bank?
Alex, corruption fights back. When you come with a design mind for say, always I need for do, now for can't change the system. The current managing director and CEO, Dr. Walton Gilpin, was appointed in 2013 and 2014. When he came in, we meet a kind bank way now like Ibale. Everybody will do what they do, they're all in unity. He came and said, this not correct. What he first do? The first target that the logo of the bank. Logo of the bank not be get no visible interpretation. People don't be know what is that logo. Like when I saw Liberty, I see the logo of Liberty. It gives an insight, that mental understanding of what your core objective stand for, a change them. And he said, you know what, the old way of doing things, me they trash all that thing and day. You understand? It block all the loopholes them. Who sign up the bank where they say they go put money where they not be they do profits. Now they see within him. The first time he come, Dr. Gilpin make a turnover for the first time when he come, it's over 25 billion when he give to them, when he get as a turnover. So this trend will continue. As we speak now, celebrating 25 years. This ever since the bank in transition from Barclays to Rokel Commercial Bank, this period 2024, that the highest number of turnover when they don't give to the shareholders, by extension the prudential shareholder when the bank of the government of Sierra Leone. So all of these things put together, when you come with a design mind, you say you can't fight corruption. Hey, they will enter by you. They go lie by you unnecessarily. They go put human business and you ate. They go tell you say you're not a thief man. But if you get that resilience, you get that boldness in you, and you stand upright for do the right thing. Trust me, you get God in protection, and everybody don't know. The little pickets of that village, you know, say there was a bank where they call Rokel Commercial Bank. That be bank where nobody don't want to identify itself. But the current leadership don't take that bank from nowhere. Now, in the next coming years, the aim of the bank now for go across the shores of this particular country. Yeah. So, corruption is fine. Just like continue calling the talk just about Taylor Pierce. You understand? She's not the best, but it's stand upright for ensuring that the right thing is being done. And people anyway they prosecute, and they don't want to see her. See how it ends. They just go put a committee. You go put a committee. You don't even show findings of what that committee finding they about. They will assume that they pull them and all the rest of it. It's bad. Very sad.
This is Sierra Leone. It's sad, and we will continue for talk for make government do the right thing. Mr. Kamal Ibrahim, Rokel Bank 25 years. You said on the right, on the bank, don't you see the management? What do you take looking at from what Abraham just explained?
Yeah, I think when you follow Rokel Bank from the days of when we did Barclays to when Dr. Gilpin became there in 2014, I think you will say now a kind of miracle now don't happen there. The leadership right now wouldn't get now a miraculous leadership. We don't even take them from. And like you take them from zero to hero. Because this is the bank where it came to a time government had to bail it out. Despite the fact that they not be the good turnover, they were also running on
they say for even privatizer.
Then they run on loss. So at one time past the previous administration had to use money from NACIT to revamp the bank, to bail it out. And I think from that decision there for me was a wise decision because
money from the Petroleum Directorate.
Yes, from the Petroleum Directorate. And I think that decision there was a very nice decision we the government take, and I think in the yield dividend, like what they say, since Dr. Gilpin came there as the head, we don't see every year they announce huge profits. Every year that they announce huge profits, they don't go to from 25 billion, they go 50, 70. So you see the bank they improve every now and then, year in year out the improvement. They know they go backward, even in terms of profits. Now added than they add.
All right.
So I think that's the best decision the previous government they take for build up that bank. And the coming of Dr. Gilpin, I think, has served as one decision where generation after generation will be proud of. So indeed, they be appointed this man here, he take this institution from zero, now it's hero.
All right. Gilpin take the Rokel Bank from the slum, take on to the a life where many people admire today. Now, quickly, let we look at this one. We get to do with ministers, we equity, say ministers and others to be sacked.